assume maybe around 8 or 9 in the morning. All of a sudden there's a bunch of commotion, and they start bringing in people. And what they're doing is they're gathering people I gathered from the jail to put them on the buses to send them to the various places that they'll send them. When I do lectures on this at colleges or other public forums, people always come up to me after I've done the lecture, after I've described this story or one of the many, many, many stories just like this that has happened to me over and over and over again. People come up to me and say, my God, it must be emotionally, utterly traumatizing. And the thing that I have to say to them is, no, it's worse than that. It's worse than being emotionally traumatizing. What's worse than being traumatized when you have these white people who live in Simi Valley who drive 2 hours a day to get into a city that they hate so much that they live 2 hours away from it? Essentially reduce our community to a theme park for basically sissy suburb boys who haven't got enough guts to live in the city. To sort of go through their fantasy camp for 8 hours in our neighborhood. The thing that is most emotionally profound about this is not that when I saw the police car, you know, did my heart stop? No. When the lights go on behind me, did my heart stop? No. I've become used to it. That's worse than it bothering you. I've become used to it. Right now, anytime, anywhere. How many times does this have to happen? You become numb to it. The thing that absolutely tore my guts out, the thing that took my heart and tore it apart, was at 9 o'clock in the morning. Not that I'm sitting in jail, for what I do not know. But I've been in that jail cell all night with Mr. Cook until they started bringing in all the prisoners from the other parts of the jail. Everybody is black. Everybody, with the exception of Mr. Cook, is black. It's one of the most emotionally devastating things as you see them herd like cattle. All of these kids, all our black young men, every last one of them, a devastated potential, herded into this pen like cattle. When they take you out, you have these white jailers who come in with these massive sets of chains. The chains must be like maybe 4-foot sections with double handcuffs. And you just... There is an ancient nerve that is obliterated by the sight of white men chaining black men in long lines of chains. You could see it. It was a slave ship. I mean, all the rest of it, no, nothing. Nothing. Doesn't mean a thing to me. I am not free. I know that. I know that before I finish doing this video, any cop that wants to can make up any story they want to, and every jury, every judge will believe it. I've gotten numb to that a long time ago. But the thing that was incredible was just seeing all of these. They fill up the jail. Everybody in the jail is black. Everybody in the jail is young. And just the picture of these people, these white people with all these chains. They keep bringing these great, massive collections of chains, and they're just chaining up these slaves and taking them to the boat. And you can't do anything about it. I couldn't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. That was really... That was the most profound epiphany of the whole mess. They eventually empty all those guys out and take them on the slave ship to wherever they take them. I sit around for quite a bit longer. They finally come and get me, and they tell me to sign something, and I told them I didn't want to sign it. They told me if I didn't sign it, they wouldn't let me out of jail. I said, okay, as long as you said that in front of a witness, okay, that constitutes signing under duress. And they didn't quite know what that meant, so I signed it. I think it's very fascinating that the police could do anything wrong. That's only human. Everybody. Butchers, bakers, candlestick, everybody can make mistakes, but you do not understand what has gone on for the entire evening that I've described to you unless you can capture the sense that they were overt. They were joyous in breaking the law. They were flagrant in completely disregarding the law. They made it clear that they had no concern whatsoever that there was any supervision, that there was any possible recourse for what they were doing. There was no need for them to hide it or to pretend, because there was nothing to fear. The thing that is important, if you've listened to this amount of it, is that this is not about me. I'm the canary in the cage. 4 sheriff's deputies fabricated a crime because they were angry at me because I was not the gang member that they were looking for to live out their masculissimo. If 4 sheriff's deputies can fabricate a crime and then charge me with it, they can do it to anybody. What you need to understand is that I am the canary in the cage. If these 4 deputies did that to me, if they fabricated a crime because they were mad because I was not the gang member they fantasized about, then what you have to understand is, how many other times have they done this? What you have to ask is, how many more times are they going to do this on a daily basis? How much of our so-called law enforcement system is no more than a bunch of people running around falsifying crimes to mete out retribution to people that personally offend them? This is not about me. This is about you. This is about a government that is robbing you blind of service while they service their own petty bigotries. This is about something that, if it can happen to me, it will happen to you.